Welcome to our continuing YouTube video series on business law. My name is Christopher Neufeld of Neufeld Legal, and in this particular video we'll discuss why most business disputes are either settled or resolved without a trial. Now, the common statistic out there is that about 97% of civil litigation matters do not proceed to trial. Instead, they are resolved at some earlier point, and this is typically through a settlement. Another scenario is that the parties just discontinue the action. But why is that the case? Well, first of all, one of the main reasons is that settling a dispute is a quicker process. The legal system, and especially the judicial system, has become exceedingly time-consuming, process-oriented, and drawn out. Whereas one might initiate a lawsuit against someone and have a very short time period within which to receive an answer. The fact that you can go through a whole series of motions, you have to go through pretrial discovery, you have to go through questioning and depositions of people. You have to continue to collect information. There are innumerable delays in the process. And then just the preparation for trial and the setbacks that can occur. Matters that are on the trial track might not get resolved for many, many years. They might not even get set down for trial for 5 or even 10 years. So the timing issue is of considerable consequence. It doesn't make sense to continue pushing this out further and further, having this bothering people, impacting their business, and continuing to generate costs, especially on the legal side with one's lawyers. And that leads to the next big aspect, the expense. It is expensive to continue to litigate matters with the aim of bringing it to trial. Lawyers are not inexpensive. The process is not inexpensive. As such, processing the matter through to trial is not only going to be time-consuming, but extremely expensive. You're looking at thousands upon thousands of dollars for just a single day's representation. There are the motions which can easily generate costs of $10,000, $15,000 just for a single procedural motion. We're not even talking about going to trial. And when one goes to trial, the concerns that you might lose are such that you have to have substantial preparation. This means taking time away from your business and pushing forward with respect to engaging with the lawyer who's going to be charging you through the nose, literally, because they have to commit the time that's required to both prepare for the matter and then spend all the requisite time litigating the matter in trial. And at trial, this can go on for a week. It can go on for many weeks. And every day, just think of how expensive it's going to be. The cost is substantial. And this leads us to our third and final general point, and that is the risk. Not only are we talking about an excessively long period of time and a considerable cost, there is always the risk of losing. It is not just the risk of losing the case, but the risk of the court saying, coming down with a judgment that technically might be favorable for one side as opposed to the other side. But then when one computes in all the costs with the lawyers and the negative impact it has had on the business and the inability to focus on the business as opposed to focusing on the trial and the litigation, the cost and the risk are so great that it often makes a lot of sense to say we have to take a lesser amount than we anticipated, or we just have to bring this to an end, such that settlement makes a lot of sense. And hence the aspect of time cost, and risk are three of the essential elements to why parties settle matters as opposed to taking them all the way to trial before a court. I trust this YouTube video has provided some clarification and explanation as to why business disputes are largely settled and why consideration needs to be given to settlement in most business dispute matters. Thank you very much. Please contact us with respect to legal matters pertaining to your business where it is applicable to our practice, and we look forward to speaking to you again.